Hey Virgo, it's Jill with the Healing Moon Tarot, and today we are going to do your June 2018 general reading. We're just looking at the cards today because I have been unwell, and I just didn't want to put a ton of energy into lighting and setting stuff up. This setup's much easier to just film and not move things around and whatnot. So I wanted to give my energy to the reading and communicating that to you in the best way possible and not worrying about a bunch of other stuff. So I think as a Virgo, you can understand wanting to put the effort in where it belongs. I hope you're doing well, and I've really enjoyed the style of reading I'm doing this month, and what I'm doing is pulling a card for your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual space this month, and then pulling two suggestion type cards, action cards, if you will. And I'm shuffling a little bit differently this month and pulling cards because my hands get very painful sometimes. I have a connective tissue disorder. I don't know. You may notice like my thumbs bend everything bends the wrong way in my hands. And I'm fighting some inflammation right now. But anyway, enough about me. All right, Virgo. Let's pull a card for your mental space this month. And we have the Lovers. So the Lovers card speaks to me of choice, like free will. I am making the conscious decision to do this. When it comes to true unconditional love, you can't, unconditional means loving them no matter what they do. There cannot be a condition. Like, I love you when you're good to me. I love you when you're nice. I love you when you make good choices. I love you when you're considerate. No, it's I just love you. I love you even if you are the worst human being on the planet and you're ugly and miserable and awful, I am choosing to love you. There's something pure and raw about that. And a lot of people I know have never loved that way. They haven't even experienced that in their life, truly experienced that. And it takes a lot of work to get there. You have to learn how to unattach sometimes. It does not come naturally to a lot of us, unfortunately. So mentally this month, it may be you are getting to an understanding of choice over how you deal with your emotional stuff. So since this is in the mental place, but this is an emotional card, if you will, I believe that choice making, that's bringing in the mental aspect. I am choosing to accept what is, period. I'm choosing to accept that I cannot control anyone else. I can only control my perception of them and what I'm willing to put into them and so forth. Unconditionally loving someone does not mean having them in your life screwing up your world. You can love and accept them and there still be distance. And it's a hard line to walk for some people. It's even harder to try to talk about sometimes and use the accurate verbiage that describes what you're trying to say. But when this all boils down, Virgo, I believe that this is just you in a mental space of understanding what your choices are, understanding why you make the choices you make. Why do I choose this? Why am I okay with this? What are my feelings about unconditional love? And that's really hard for Virgo sometimes because they want things to follow the rules, right? Like, this is the list. You didn't check off all the points, or you don't, you're not doing it right, kind of thing. And I know it's hard. I get it. I was married to a Virgo, and I have Virgo in my chart heavily. I understand this idea of I want to do it right, like this OCD thing, like this is how it's done, this is how, and it's just almost, it becomes overwhelming to me if I put too much time trying to like encompass that energy to speak about it, because that energy drives me crazy, but it's a big part of who I am, so I understand it. So mentally this month, that might be some hard stuff of going through and learning what love is and what does that mean to you and how does that compute logically for you. All right, now I'm going to pull a card for your physical space, Virgo. And we have the 10 of Wands. Physical space can be your body or the things in your tangible world, right? And the 10 of Wands speaks of putting stuff down that ain't yours. I love this card. I get really animated about this card because for real, like it shows it. So like that ain't, why is he carrying a roach on his back? That ain't, and like, no, it's not your stuff. So physically, you may be burdened this month or feel like you're doing things that aren't yours to do. Or you might not even be aware of it yet. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, why is all this crap my responsibility? Why am I carrying around stuff that is not for me? It does not serve my life. It's not benefiting my life. It's not helping, anything. And I'm just carrying around and obsessing over it and dealing with all this crap, but it's not mine. And then again, Virgo, I get why that's hard. I do it too. I take on responsibilities that I necessarily shouldn't, or I take on too much at one time and then become frustrated that I don't have the energy to deal with it all properly. So in your physical world, this could be even decluttering your home, cleaning stuff out, cleaning out cabinets. I know it's kind of later in the spring now, but have you done your spring cleaning? What does your garage look like? What does your fridge look like? In your physical being, are you carrying around extra weight? Are you putting food into your body that does not serve you? Are you moving your body? Those kinds of things really come into play with this card. So it may be a time to take a big look at your responsibilities and say, what is good for me, what is not? Have I taken on more than I can chew? Do I need to delegate some stuff? Do I need, even in my home, do I need to delegate chores better to my family, or try to make things easier on myself a little bit? Because it's not that I don't want to do my fair share, but I'm feeling like I'm doing more than I should be doing. All right, let's pull a card for your emotional state. We have the 7 of Wands. So emotionally, you might feel a little bit defensive right now, or you may feel like you need to stand up for yourself. Regardless, this card is... he has higher ground here, right? He's not being, it doesn't show him losing. He actually looks like he's winning. But there's still this underlying idea that there's friction here. So emotionally, you may feel like someone's not taking care of you properly, or someone's not giving the attention you need, or they're giving you attention you don't necessarily like or enjoy. I think emotionally speaking, this is just calling you to take a really good look at your emotional state of how you interact with people. Are you letting people attack you, or are you willing to stand up for yourself when need be? Or if you are constantly in this state of defense, do I need to recalibrate what I'm standing for, what I'm fighting for as a person? Am I fighting just to win, or is there purpose and intent and here? That what am I standing for? And this can even call into, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything kind of thing. And it being beside this 10, I'm getting a really strong feeling that because of carrying around stuff you don't want to carry around, it's not serving you and maybe physically affecting you, making you tired, wearing you out, that it's making you feel like these people are the ones stacking all their stuff up on you. So I'm really getting a strong sense of within your household or family unit or whatever, the people you really share life with, there may need to be conversations about, we choose to share space, we choose to share home, we choose to share whatever. And I feel that I'm carrying around some stuff that's not mine, or I feel like our house is overrun with stuff that's not serving us. And they may not be as excited as you to clean some stuff out. And that may cause some conflict, but even I'm thinking about my kids with the times I have to like get them to do extra chores because I'm just out of time. I need you to clean that bathroom for me. I don't physically have the time or energy right now, and you're capable of doing it. Yes, my kid's going to complain about it a little bit, but it's really not a big deal. They might be like, oh man, I don't want to clean a bathroom or whatever. You know, kids don't want to clean bathrooms. That doesn't make you an awful person. It doesn't make them an awful person because they're having resistance to it. But it's just those kind of everyday kind of things of what is your relationship with the people that are around you and you're sharing your home with, and how can you all come to a better resolution there. And let's pull a card for your spiritual space for the month of June. Let's take this one. And we have Ace of Coins. This immediately brought to mind kind of the law of attraction kind of thing, regardless of if you're a follower or believer in that kind of stuff. Most every religion or spiritual way of thinking has some form of concept with manifesting into your world value and worth and tangible comfort of some sort, right? Some religions are like, oh, put it all down. You don't need anything like other than spirituality. But in reality, we're not trying to be a monk, which I think it'd be cool to go try. But in reality, that's not my life. You know, I'm a wife and a mother and a business owner, and I do all these things. I like being that human. I'm not trying to be an enlightened spiritual leader that has given up all worldly possessions. That's not my choice. That's not my path right now. So, but sorry, I feel like I went on a tangent. But regardless, spiritually with the Ace of Pentacles or coins, this talks about a seed of potential, a seed of growth. So spiritually, this could be a brand new concept that's came into your life, a brand new education, something that's come into your spiritual space, and it may be a space of value or worth to you in your tangible world. So what in your spiritual life is something that you can pull into your physical space? Could this be a brand new idea about if you're do yoga and that's part of your spiritual practice? Are you in a position that you would be ready to become an instructor per se? Or, you know, what am I doing that's related to my spiritual world that has potential to manifest in my physical world? This could just be like law of attraction things, bringing in a sense of completion in my physical world, not letting go of resistance to abundance, allowing abundance to flow into my life, and understanding how the more we think about creating those things and the more we're actively pursuing abundance in our life and knowing that it's due to us, like, you know what I mean? It's there. We just have to be willing to take it and willing to live it and look for the potential and the possibilities and so forth. So regardless of how that's playing out in your life, there is just a seed of potential sitting in your spiritual space for you to make some growth from. Is boil that all down to like one sentence. Let's pull a couple actions or like suggestion cards for you for the month. We have the Star and the Moon. Sweet. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, at least you'll land among the stars. That how that saying goes. And I love the stars and the moons, and this is the Healing Moon Tarot for a reason. But I love these cards. I love the color of these cards, and you can see these are all, you know, these are more warm tones, and then you have the beautiful cool tone bluey colors down here. I just love them. But anyway, your action cards this month are the Star, which is like this brand new, like I see like an infant like being born, and in that moment it's messy and uncomfortable and chaotic and whatever, but it's the most miraculous, purest, like the potential within that baby to know like that baby could be anyone on this planet, and who knows what they'll create, and who knows what amazing things this brand new being could make happen in our world, right? And that's such an exciting, but like I said, it can be messy and uncomfortable and painful and so forth. But I think this card is calling on the fact that, again, there's potentials, there's new beginnings everywhere. There's you have opportunities to create anew. Time to tear this down, put all this stuff down, and start anew, kind of thing. And the moon is speaking to our intuition and to different perspectives and how things can be perceived in different ways, and the growth and the transition that happens with allowing yourself to see another perspective. And it may just be difficult for you this month to kind of get into this more intuitive, excited, let's see where this goes kind of feeling, because you might be feeling a little beat up or a little just tired or worn down, whatever, however that this is playing. I feel like physically you're feeling it, a drain. To understand that this is it's a 10, this is a completion, this is a new start. So where can we start this? How can we start it over? I know it's going to be uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have these, I almost said fights. I don't think they're fights, but to have these moments of standing up and saying what you really want to say, and being passionate about what you really want to be and wanting to be heard by others or accepted by others or whatever it is, that it can be uncomfortable. But there's a brand new spot, amazing potential, and you have the ability to make this transition, to move through this in a really comfortable way. You just have to understand things look different in the dark. And both of these are nighttime cards. So give yourself time to process. Give yourself time to look at things from other perspectives and just be open to what the month has to bring for you. And if you are feeling run down, or if you're feeling like you're having to be defensive, those types of things, I would really call into the Star and the Moon energy here of give myself time to shift perspective, give myself time to try to see both sides of the coin, give myself time to understand that it may be uncomfortable to transition through, but we can get this restarted in a better way, and hopefully things can go more smoothly for you. Awesome. I really enjoyed doing this reading. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, I would love to hear from you. Just leave me a comment down below or send me a message on one of my social medias. Speaking of social medias, my Instagram, I'm doing a daily card draw and doing a short blurb about what that card is, or thoughts or feelings or ideas that it invokes inside of me. And I love getting having feedback and conversation about the cards with people there. And I would love to have some more of you join me if you'd like. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing month. I'll see you in a couple weeks with another reading. Be well. Bye.